All right, so let's start with the our EA support and resistance EA that will send you a notification once the support zone is broken or the resistance zone is broken. So let's give our EA a name. Let's name it let's say support underscore resistance. Okay, let's just give you that name. All right. So how do you go about this? First of all, you need to come down here. You see this time filters. Okay, you select a once per bar. You see this once per bar. Select a once per bar block. Okay, select two. Actually, let's select two. One for the resistance and one for the support. Then you come down to this condition. Please don't mind the noise. If you are hearing little noise in the background, I apologize for that. I live in a noisy environment. That's the reason why you might be hearing some noise, but I will try as much as possible to be audible. Okay. Alright, so this is it. So this is once per bar. Alright, so basically what this does is just it runs once per candlestick. Okay, it checks the condition once per candlestick. Alright, so we use once per bar. Let's use once per bar, then we link it to the conditions. Okay, we link it to the conditions. So now let's come to these conditions. This is where we'll do the work, the magic. Alright, good. So here now, this is where we will tell our robot that once our support zone breaks or our resistance zone breaks, then notify us. I believe we understand the concept of support and resistance now, which is once let's say this point here is our resistance. So once it gets broken, okay, the bot will notify us. You understand? So let's do that in the chat. Let's tell our robot to do that. So then we come down to this point here, we click here. We don't use indicator, so we are going to click on can do. See this can do. Okay, so now can do. Then on this candle we have this candle ID. Okay, this candle ID, what it states is the current candle is the 0. Okay, this candle here now that is creating now is 0 because it has not closed. Okay, but this previous candle here now is candle ID 1. I've talked about this in my video that I did for candlestick for price action. If you watch that video, then you understand what I'm trying to explain here. So this candle I still creating here is candle ID 0, and this candle that is here is candle ID 1, and this one here is candle ID 2. This one is candle ID 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's how it is. So if this candle ID 0 closes now, it will now be candle ID 1. Okay, and this one here will now be candle ID 2. So the next candle is going to be creating will now be candle ID 0. But currently, okay, now this candle has closed now. Now this candle is no longer candle ID 0, it is now candle ID 1. This is no longer candle ID 2. It's no longer candle ID 1. This one is now candle ID 2. Okay, this is now candle ID 3. So now this is taking the place of candle ID 0 now, this new candle. So now if you want it that once the new candle breaks the zone, okay, let's say it breaks it like this, just breaks it. Okay, no, let's say just breaks it like this candle is creating, just breaks the zone like this. Okay, if you want the robot to notify you when that candle breaks it and the candle has not closed, okay, that is when you use this candle ID 0. You leave it as candle ID 0. But if you want it to be that the candle should break the zone and it should close, then you can change it to candle ID 1. Okay, you can change it to candle ID 1. So let's take this box so that we can edit it later on. So now what are we going to do now? We are creating this one for a support zone. No, this one is for a resistance zone rather. Okay, when the register gets broken, you want to buy. So now we come here and we select X greater than, which is crosses above. You can see it at this point, it says crosses above. So once the candlestick crosses above what now? Not indicator, you click on this drop down icon, it will come down here to chart on object on the chart. Object on the chart. Good. Object on the chart. Okay, so yeah, we select object on the chart, then we'll come down here to pick by name. You can see it, pick by name. So you name this to resistance. Okay, let's name this to resistance. Okay, yeah, resistance. You can click on this box, you can change the name with any name you want later on. Okay, you can leave this as level 1 or maybe level 2 or level 3. Okay, then you update it. That's all. You update. Okay, you update it. So let me take it back there. I'm having a slow connection right now. I want to take it back there so you can see how I did it once again. However, you can just pause the video or rewind it back to watch it. Alright, so it's something simple. So now let's come down here to the output notification. Then you see this part that says push notification, you bring it down here. Okay, then you click on this icon here, you connect it. Okay, so now we're still going to work on this phone notification block we added. So now let's double click on it. Let's double click on it. Don't know why my network is this slow. Let me refresh. Okay, alright, now we have different data rows. Okay, so let's click on this one. Alright, so the main thing is this title. What's the title of the notification? The notification that the bot is going to send to you on your phone, what title do you want it to be? Since this is for resistance, then you can just put it, you can just name it as resistance. Okay, resistance broken. So once you see this notification, you know that your resistance has broken. That's the reason why it's sending you this notification. You can click on this box here if you want to edit it later. So you come to this data row, and here you can see label. If you can input anything here, or maybe a short note. Okay, and here too you can come down here, you can select text. Okay, all of these things are not necessary. Okay, what necessary is the title, so you can know the reason the bot is sending you the notification. Is it the resistance that is broken, or is it the support? Alright, so that's just it. Then you update. Okay, you update. So now let's come here to the support zone. Let's come to the support zone here. My network is somehow slow. Let me refresh. Okay, it's up already. So just like we did for the resistance zone, now we are going to do for the support zone. So we come down here, click on candle. Okay, we click on candle. Once we click on candle, good, then we come here also, we click on X less than, which is crosses below. You can see it there, crosses below. Okay, so now we come down here to also, then we click on object on the chart. Okay, so we leave it at set attribute set 1 numeric. Okay, then we'll come here to pick by name. Okay, now let's put a name that we want the robot to identify. Let's put it as support. Okay, you can still edit it later also. So we are leaving this also as candle ID 0. Okay, candle ID 0. All right, so now let's update this. And now let's take this also this phone notification. Now let's link it also. Okay, now let's double click on it to edit it also. Okay, my network is just too slow. I'm double clicking it. Okay, so now same thing we did for the resistance zone. Now let's edit this title let's input it as support broken. Okay, support broken. Here also you can change this to text and change this label. That is if you want to input anything of your choice. Maybe you want to put in a little bit of text or note, you understand, you can input it there. But as for me, I'll just leave it blank. I just want it to notify me that my support zone has broken, or my support zone has broken, or my resistance zone has broken. Alright, so now if you don't want it to be broken, if you just want it that once the market is there, once the candlestick touches the trend line or the support zone, maybe you want to trade the bouncing of the support or resistance zone, then you can just come down here and choose is equals to. That is when it touches it. So instead of we using these crosses below, you can just come down here. You can just come here and select less than or equals to, which is below or equals to. Is below or equals to. Alright, it is below or equals to. You update. Alright, same thing here. I'm just showing you this, which is just for you to know that if it is not the breakout you want to trade, you want to trade the bounce of the support zone or resistance zone. So here, instead of you choosing x greater than, then we choose is equals to, greater than or equals to, which is above or equals to. So once you get this notification, then you can come to your chart and watch what the market is doing, and then you take your trade. So let's update that. Mind you, while inputting this name, we input this support zone and resistance zone. We input this support zone and resistance zone. We input is what you are going to input. If the robot does not if you do not rename your object, to the name of the support zone or resistance zone when you draw it on your chart, then the robot will not be able to identify it. It will not be able to send the notification. I don't know why my network is slow. I'm trying to open this block. Anyways, I'll explain that on the chart. So now we are done. Actually, we are done. So this is once per bar. Once the candlestick crosses above the resistance or equals to the resistance, then send us a phone notification. So now let's download this. Let's download this. Let's download this. Let's download this. Downloaded. Alright, let's download. So let's paste it here. Alright, let's go and test it. Let's refresh. So now this is it. So now let's drag it to the chart. So you can still do some editing here. Which is this resistance and this support. So that's the name. You can change the name to anything. But mind you, one thing you need to take into consideration is if the zone is broken, what the bot will use to identify it. So you can just draw your trend line. Let's say you want to draw a trend line here. This is the resistance, and this is the support. Now you need to double click on this trend line you've drawn. Then you right click, you select, see properties, see these properties, then click on it, then you rename it to resistance. ensure that you rename it, and ensure that the resistance you input is the same you input while you are coding the robot. Okay, if you input resistance and you put space, the robot will not recognize it. If you start it with capital letter or you mix it with capital letter, the robot will not identify it. The small letter which you use inputting it in the robot is the same thing you should use. That's the one you use here. Don't know why this network is just frustrating me like this. I'm clicking on this, but it's not opening right now. Call the network. Okay, but just ensure that it is the name you input while coding the robot. That's the same name you input here. Then you click on it. Okay, if you look at now, you see that the name has changed to resistance. Now let me change this to support. Okay, support, good. Then that's it. So if it breaks out, it will send me a notification on my phone. I'm just using this as an example. Okay, I'm just using it as an example. So now, before you get a notification on your phone, come here. You see this point here that says tools. Click on it. Come down here to options. Okay, then you can see you come here to notification here. You see enable push notification. Enable push notification. So you need to enable it. If it's not enabled before, you need to enable it. Okay, and make sure that the account you are using, maybe your MT5, maybe you are trading currency pair, make sure that that account which you are trading on your phone, on your MT5, is the same account you log into on your system. Okay, then you click on test. Just click on test. Okay, can you hear that? Did you hear that sound? It gave me a notification because that candle crossed above this zone. Okay, it gave me that notification. Now let me just test again. Okay, can you hear that? This is my phone giving me the notification. So you need to enable this. Once you enable it, click on test. Once you receive the notification on your phone, then you click on OK. So now anytime the candlestick breaks above or breaks below or touches the trend line, it will always notify you. Okay, it will always notify you. Then you can come to the chart and check whatever you want to check on the chart. You can also do this. Also, you can also draw it like this. Okay, you can also draw it this way. So once the candlestick crosses below it, then you get a notification on your phone. Then from there you can know if you want to buy or if you want to sell. Okay, so it's something simple. It's not difficult at all. Alright, so if you have any question after watching this video, you can send it to my DM so I can assist you with any question you might be having. Alright, so that will be all for now. Alright.